Now, when you see a number of big financial institutions not only coming to increase their price target, their sentiment changing onto a stock, but at the same time also buying the stock, it means that that stock is expected to do very, very well. I mean, recently, NIO has been one of those stocks that, of course, analysts have been changing their sentiment on. I mean, from Goldman Sachs, JPMorgan, Deutsche Bank, they've all been weighing in onto NIO and increasing their price target. I mean, JPMorgan's current price target onto NIO is around $8, and this comes after JPMorgan previous price target onto NIO stock was just over $4. And what changed? The sentiment has changed based off the recent developments that they've been seeing onto NIO. Things have changed, which, by the way, has even led them into going and buy or increase their holdings onto NIO by over 2,533%. I mean, this is the change in ownership of shares from the share ownership disclosed in May of this year versus the ownership that just got disclosed today by Fintel. This is something that is just so incredible and amazing, and it shows you that quite a number of big financial institutions are now optimistic onto NIO after the launching of the Onvo L90 together with the pre-launch of the Onvo of the NIO ES8, right, which is something that is pretty exciting. I mean, the plus 2,500% of stake increase by JPMorgan shows that they see the massive potential onto NIO, which is why right now they've increased their holdings by that 2,533%. I mean, just on the 12th of May, JPMorgan disclosed owning 187,562 shares of NIO, but right now, as I'm doing this video, JPMorgan owned, or as of the 12th of August, JPMorgan disclosed 4.9 or 4,939,379 shares of NIO. This is what JPMorgan disclosed on the 12th of August versus the disclosure of that 187,000 disclosed in around May. So from May to date, the increase of NIO holdings has went up by 2,533%, which is something that is pretty exciting, pretty amazing. And like I said, this is good news. Now, even on the share price, JPMorgan increased their share price onto NIO from that just over $4 that they had around Q2 of this year, and now they have increased it to $8. This again shows us, or shows you, that they are pretty optimistic about where NIO is headed. They are pretty optimistic about the ES8. In fact, they said the near-term development could further drive the gains, like financial price announcement after the announcement of the. In fact, they are saying that what is coming in September could even take the share price, or will really be a big thing onto NIO, which is something that is very, very, very great, right? I mean, they say NIO Day second quarter results coming in on the September the 2nd could prompt earnings upgrades despite continued losses. And they are still talking about what greater things are still coming, and that is under the Onvo sub-brand of the launch of the L80. This all makes them to adjust the price target of NIO right now into $8, which is absolutely great. And this is one of the reasons why we've been seeing, obviously, the shares of NIO growing, surging, because of the current sentiment change from various big institutions. It is only few institutions like Citi who maintained a buy rating since the beginning, right? I think since the start of this year, Citi has been seeing the same thing we are seeing, and that is the potential, or the big potential that lies within NIO, and that is why they've been keeping the share price of NIO to $8.10, and seeing other investors coming also and adjusting the share price of NIO, or their price target onto NIO. It is absolutely great, and it shows us the massive potential that lies within the NIO stock. So me seeing that this big bank or JPMorgan increased their holdings by 2,000 or over 2,500. It signals some massive potential onto NIO. The very same JPMorgan that last year when it started, they were talking about NIO is not going to do very well in terms of sales. Right now, they see the massive potential onto NIO, which is something that is just so good, something that is great, and it gives me the confidence that, you know what, we need to brace ourselves for what's coming because it is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. I'm telling you, blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Don't get it twisted. Tomorrow earnings already, JP Morgan is saying they should still be massive improvements expected tomorrow. They have weighed in on what is coming or what is to be expected tomorrow. Already they see some massive improvements, and this, my dear friends, makes me to look forward to what is coming onto NIO. Already the share price of NIO, I mean today in the US it's a holiday. The markets are not open, but tomorrow, I'm telling you, this time we'll be already knowing the Q2 earnings, and boy, I must say, it's going to be so crazy. Who knows where we'll finish this week in terms of the share price, because not only tomorrow are we gonna get the figures for Q2, but we're gonna get also the guidance. We're gonna get the live earning call. I cannot wait, man, because during the live earnings call we're going to hear. I'm quite certain we'll hear about the F3 factory. I'm quite certain we are going to hear about the next launches of some of the few models. I'm quite certain that we'll also hear about the maybe 5th generation battery swapping stations, which there are so many things that will be covered tomorrow. I'm telling you, tomorrow the videos that I'll be doing will all be about the NIO Q2 earnings. So make sure that you have subscribed, make sure that you hit or click that notification bell, make sure that you are part of this community, this family, because you know I will always cover the latest developments, latest content for you to know what is happening onto NIO, for you to know what NIO just reported and what is expected onto NIO. And I try to read all the news and give you only the juicy news, right, that I think it's important for you as the investor to know. So make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you stay tuned in on this channel, because I'll be giving you the latest developments. But this one was just for me to show you what we just read in terms of share disclosure of the JP Morgan's holdings of NIO, which is something that is just so great. So like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. That is all from me, my dear friends, and God bless you all.